A short lesson concerning the appoggiatura. The appoggiatura is not at all a thing difficult for technical reason, but there is something difficult for musical reason. So there is it's not something that you can study hour and hour for making better. The appoggiatura is just something that you have in your head, and your knowledge of music, of style, of period, especially really comprehension that you have. What do you think about music? If you have a good feeling with music, you can make good appoggiature. But there is nothing that you can learn written in a book, or that you can, after 4 hours of study, the appoggiatura will be better. Not at all. The appoggiatura could be better or wrong, bad or wonderful, just at the beginning. There is nothing to study, just to find your way for making appoggiatura. It's important that you make appoggiatura. Appoggiatura is a note that you make instead of another note. E, D, C, this C, instead of this C, you can make another note that's not a C. Normally there is not near, higher or lower. But the appoggiatura runs good. It is good, the effect, if the note that you are changing is a very important note that all the listener, yourself and the listener, think that it will arrive, this note. All people at once. And here you can make an appoggiatura. Or just in the notes that all the people think will arrive, you can make an appoggiatura. You can make an appoggiatura at the beginning of a piece. Because the people doesn't think that will arrive this note. But if someone think that this note will arrive, it's important to make an appoggiatura. For example, in the ritornello, but not the first time, because the first time people don't know what will happen. Normally the appoggiatura could be made repeating, making again a note that you have to make. You make the last note that you make. The appoggiatura is ever legato. Normally it's near. It's better the appoggiatura with the half tone the better appoggiatura. And normally they are near, but you can make also some appoggiatura with bigger distance. Oh, sorry. This was an appoggiatura instead that I think the better thing that you can do is to study, just for studying, appoggiature of each note. You have a gun. This was appoggiatura lower, or the appoggiatura higher is a lot of time put together with a mordente. It's became the beginning of the trillo, no mordente. I think that you have to find a piece with a lot of appoggiature. Try to see the argument of the next part, because it's not easy. Well, sometimes the problem is that the appoggiatura is still written by the author in note, so you risk to make an appoggiatura of an appoggiatura, and this is a mistake. Note that the appoggiatura normally is dissonante, it's not consonante, it's a dissonance. You have a C in the bass, and for example you have a E, third, perfect consonance, and you make an appoggiatura with a D, second dissonance, or F, fourth dissonance. There is something wrong. Prego. There is something wrong if you make an appoggiatura that there is consonants, because it will be, if your appoggiatura is consonant, you take away a dissonance and you make a mistake, wrong. So be careful when you have sonate for flute and basso. Try to make the appoggiatura only. It's a pleasure of the appoggiatura to have a big dissonance. For example, at the end of a piece, this B is very dissonant in a chord C, E, G, C, E, G, and you have this dissonance. In the Baroque music there is a pleasure of dissonance. I will try to find for you a piece with a lot of appoggiature for the second part. Bye bye!